that they're paid by a con.
It was a long weekend, man. I went to Spokane for Relentless Wrestling. Tom and I had a great time. Tom and I did commentary. If you guys end up finding it on YouTube, like, you'll have a field day with the first half of the show. I don't know if it was really bad, but I certainly did not feel like it was good. Mm-hmm. Not like they were good. I was not.
The commentary was bad, yes.
But
because you were involved. Pac versus Darby Allin in a straight wrestling match. I thought this match was excellent. It was the most old-school AEW thing in forever and ever and ever. There's no other way to say this, but as Toni Storm herself would say, they worked the tits.
Yes.
They were throwing kicks and clipping forearms to the bosom. Not like the upper chest sternum area right below the neck. Right across her nipples, just clubbering her and kicking her. I bet that sucked.
It's one of those things in AEW where it feels like, I've been there, done that. I'm ready for something different. I think the obvious reason that they did this was because we're going to move on to Christian and Copeland, this time for the tag team titles.
It feels like the title run came to an end basically because Brodito was done, felt like they'd done everything they could do together, they wanted to be singles again. Follow them online, they're like, hey, well done, brother. Fun to team with you. There was no, we'll get the titles back. There was no, we'll regroup. It was, that was a good run we had, past tense, and they're done.
The first four guys were all bald.
Yes.
And the fans are chanting bald.
Yeah, there's some bald chants.
And then when Daniel Garcia came in, they chanted, he's not bald.
They were disappointed.
That should tell you, by the way, how into this match they were at this point.
Yeah.
They're doing bald chants.
Yeah. And then Mark Davis's 10. I have never seen a crowd go from so hot to confused silence.
they were silent.
This was like the air got sucked out of the room, like they were sad. They were just like, who is this person? Kyle O'Reilly versus John Moxley, no holds barred. And they didn't wake up at one point when Moxley hit a curb stomp and they started singing Seth Rollins' song.
Yeah.
So they were into that. They were into Forks and Guys and Other Shows. But no, for whatever reason, they were not terribly into Kyle O'Reilly and John Moxley. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe in a no DQ match, which is somehow different than a no holds barred match.
I could not believe that they did two of these in a row.
Yeah.
And in my booking, which nobody cares about, even though Tony Khan calls Dave, no one gives a shit.
In the long run, you end up back where you were, just with a lower price. So, anyway.
My booking was Kyle should have lost the title at the last show. And then I love Samoa Joe and all, but Kyle should have beaten Hangman for the title. It wasn't the Young Bucks that were in contention for the $1 million. Apparently, it was the Don Callis family, and they were part of the match. So Don is the one that got the money at the end, not the Bucks. Mm-hmm. So to get the Bucks, or to get the Bucks have to go with Don. Now they have to make a choice. There's $1 million here, and we're fucking broke. Are we going to take the $1 million, or are we going to save our friend Kenny? And they're conflicted, and they got to make a decision, and they run down, and they save their friend Kenny. And so the Elite is back together again. It is the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express versus Don Callis family, and I thought this angle was great.
Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné. Show's too goddamn long, man.
This thing went 23 minutes.
Yeah.
And man, this crowd was fucking dead. But the last few minutes, they did get the crowd, and ultimately, I did think that it was a really good match.
I absolutely, totally hated this match.
Wow.
And then it turned into like a bad parody of every horrible Attitude Era main event you ever saw. Hangman is Steve Austin, Joe is Hunter, Hook is Shane, all the other lackeys that are doing stuff just to do stuff. I didn't like it very much in 1999. I don't like it in 2025, especially at the end of the show that has already gone way too long. Out come Nana and Swerve to a new song. Continuing the Attitude Era scenario, this makes Swerve The Rock coming back from his latest movie. Tell us more about your most hated Thanksgiving meals.
I hate ham.
Come on, dude.
Why are you having ham on Thanksgiving?
I don't.
Because turkey sucks.
Granny, what don't you like about Thanksgiving dinner?
I like everything.
I'm not a big fan of stuffing or yams.
I love yams. Yams is a great food. None of my family ever makes it.
I'm not a big fan of yams.
You know, you can make a dish.
Thank you for interrupting me.
Well,
Gosh,
it's just
we're
such
2
a
minutes in.
ridiculous thing. You could make, Vinny,
Oh, I
you
missed
realize
this.
you could make a dish and bring it to Thanksgiving? Like make something you like yams?
Maybe I'll try.
All right, Vinny, let's start reading.
What about Craig? What do you not like about Thanksgiving?
Well, before I was so rudely
He doesn't want to be
interrupted.
interrupted. What is up with... Just talk. I got to sneeze, dude.
I was going to say my parents, or my dad was from Ohio and my wife is from Indiana. and they're the only two families I know that would put oysters in their dressing, in their stuffing, and it's okay.
So Tom and I went to Northern Quest Casino for the Relentless show this weekend. Tom goes, you know what they have across the street of that gas station? I said, what's
Nothing
that?
good has ever answered this question.
He goes, the Bird Shack.
I stand by my point.
He goes, there's also a Skipper's in there. For those of you that don't know, Skipper's was my favorite restaurant when I was a kid. I haven't eaten at a Skipper's in 30 years. Walk over there, go in. Tom foolishly orders something from the Bird Shack. She gets the frozen fish out of the bag and she throws in the deep fryer and just, like, she's cooking it for you right there because there's no one else there. Like, nobody came in, nobody was there the entire time except me and Tom. This was a 15 on a scale of 1 to 10. A 15. That freaking chowder was so great. Is Granny disconnected? That chowder was so great. That fish was so good. Those fries were so delicious. And it was the old tartar sauce. So anyway, hey, Granny, how much of that Skipper story did you hear?
I missed it all.
He went to Skipper's and it was good. That's the end of the whole story.
No, not good, Vinny. Great.
Okay.
A 15 on a
that's
scale
10,
of
yes.
1 to 10.
And by the way, you can do all you can eat every day at this.
You've got to be
Skipper's
kidding me. They have all you can eat every day?
for $18.99.
No way. Dude, we're going, guys. That's the Christmas show this year. We're all going to Skipper's for all you can eat. And it was very much like Dynamite because people may get mad, but it's just reality. There's a match coming up at the pay-per-view. It is AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. There was no point to this match except to have AJ win a banger. And the build for the pay-per-view match is it will be a banger. There's like no other story here. That's it.
Well,
You're watching a banger, and you're going to pay for a banger.
Kyle Fletcher versus Kazuchika Okada. I was like, holy shit, that's a big-ass match to throw out there. Maybe they announced it earlier in the week.
Yeah, they announced it. If I knew about it, they announced it. That's
Fair.
the way I do it now. If I didn't know about it, they didn't announce it early enough.
That makes sense.
I do a live radio show on national radio at 3 Eastern on Wednesdays. If you haven't announced it by then, brother, you didn't announce it in advance. That's just the way it goes.
And you're looking for stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I'm trying to plug the show for them. I try so hard to help all of these promotions, and all they do is they just fuck with me. It's a sad existence.
So let's talk about Okada and these belts he has.
Oh God, here we go.
Okada is still wearing the International Championship.
Yes,
This is one of the flags on it.
correct.
He is no longer the Continental Champion. He had to...
I already think that's not true.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. I presume that he is still the Continental Champion until such time comes that he does not win the tournament. I guess it doesn't matter.
If he does not make it out of the group stage, he also loses the Unified Championship.
Yes, that is correct.
That is one of the most ludicrous sentences I've ever heard uttered on a wrestling show.
It is ridiculous.
As of right now, he is the International Champion and the Continental Champion, and thus also the Unified Champion.
The weird thing is he didn't come out with the unified belt. He only came out with one belt. So maybe he doesn't know what's going on either. That's possible.
You know what? It certainly is. They're plugging things you can get on AEWshop.com, including you can pre-order the new unified title, even though there may not be a unified champion at all in a few weeks.
Well, Tony does like his belts.
This is all a fever dream.
I was just imagining if I would have said something like, I think the Bucks and Kenny got back together, and everyone would be like, did you not watch this show? Clearly they got back together. But then I watched this show, and they're teasing that they're not sure they're back together. I thought it was abundantly clear they got back together. They hugged. Like the Young Bucks offered a handshake. Kenny hugged them. They all hugged. They were all happy.
The Young Bucks forfeited a badly needed $1 million.
They gave up $1 million for their friend and had a giant group hug. And then the following show, they asked Kenny if they were reunited. He goes, it's complicated.
Up in the air.
I'm not sure yet. It's like, what happened in the last 3 days? It was weird.
We have an incredible promo by Mark Briscoe.
This may have been the best thing on the show, for being honest.
There's a very weird spot in this match where...
Julia's moonsault?
Yes.
Dude, you know how many times something has gone wrong with her moonsault? There needs to be... Listen, I have nothing against Julia Hart and Sky Blue, But somebody needs to politely do an intervention. There's two things. One is no more moonsaults from Julia Hart. They just aren't working, okay? This is not the first time this has gone awry. That's number one. And number two, these monotone, spooky promos are utter death.
So out comes Hook to what I've now decided is just a bottom 5 all-time pro wrestling theme song. This song blows.
Well, now he's a heel.
I guess that's true,
Yes.
but God, it sucks. Blue League match, Jon Moxley versus Masquerade.
God, this match was awesome. Imagine this 3 months ago.
Yeah.
A Jon Moxley Masquerade match where the fans actually believe Masquerade is going to win. No chance that happens. But because of this storyline, now they think this guy's not only a loser, but what was the term that, as I think it was Excalibur said, he is, quote, prone to bouts of panic.
It's true.
I was like, God damn it.
He's not wrong. And if Fletcher over Okada was a mild upset, this is a giant upset.
This was a very big upset, and you got to have upsets early on in a tournament like this.
Yes.
Why are we doing a Royal Rumble angle for a Continental Classic tournament where no one's even allowed to interfere? It was like, I don't even know why they did it. It was just, we haven't gone long enough over. Let's keep going a little longer. Let's send everybody out for a brawl. It was just bizarre. I did not think that was needed.
No, it was definitely unnecessary. Shawn Legacy versus Jackson Drake for the Evolve title.
It's a good match.
A very good match, actually.
But the star of this match, believe it or not, I can't believe I'm saying this, was Peter Rosenberg.
They threw him out there. And to be honest, first I got him confused with Sam Roberts.
Oh, I didn't. They're two
They're
very different.
very, very different people.
Yes. We will determine a new speed champion by you guys wrestling to sudden death. You guys know what sudden death means? There's no time limit.
Yeah. To go as long as you want.
We go from you must win in 5 minutes to Ava ruling there is now no time limit. It's sudden death. There must be a winner. They could have wrestled for 6 hours and 25 minutes to determine a new fucking speed champion. That's not how it works. That's fucking bullshit.
Another Shiloh Hill hype video.
At least we got this.
Here's the download, he says.
I think that they're just like, tell them to just keep going until we cut you off. Like, this does not sound scripted. This guy is just rambling about shit. And he's out of his mind. And he's unlike, here's this positive. There's nobody in NXT like this guy. Or wrestling.
That's for sure.
He's just out there like...
I've never seen anyone in my life who begins conversations by saying, here's the download.
He's like a guy with a YouTube channel with like 6 followers. And he does like 6-hour videos every night. Just rambling to himself and 6 other people. It's fucking crazy. Hey, listen, I gotta say, I hate this show. It sucks lately. But the one strength of NXT is you never have any question about any of these characters. Even Butt Guy. Like, I don't know shit about him. I don't even know his name. I know he likes butts. Like, I know something about everybody on this show, including Shiloh Hill.
Yes.
That's a positive.
Lei Ying Lee gets the win. Huge ovation for that. She appeared to be in actual tears as Carlos Silva was putting the
Yeah,
belt on
she
her.
got a TNA chant on an NXT show.
Yes. This win felt too easy. It didn't feel like as big a win as beating Trick Williams should have been.
Well, Trick's clearly got 1 foot out the door.
Yeah.
I wish he had 2 feet out the door, but he's got 1. And
well, I mean, there's no. At this point, they've written off any loose ends he has.
I cannot imagine he does not debut in the Royal Rumble or even earlier.
Yes, he's ready. Beyond ready.